Welcome back to Yankeeography. After switching positions in the minors, Jorge Posada worked diligently on his catching and finally made the Yankees roster.
I had a great spring training in '97. There was a couple guys there, trying to beat me out. I did everything that I could to win my job.
Catching's not an easy position if you're not raised doing it, and he wasn't. But I had a plan in '97 when he was going to be on our ball club that, Joe Girardi was going to be the catcher, and Georgie was going to just sort of learn from him.
He came up under Joe Girardi, which I think was a big advantage for him.
When I saw him at the end of 1996, I told Jim Leyritz, I said, we're in trouble. I said, this kid is younger, he's faster, he's got a better arm, and he's a switch hitter, hits for power. I said, our time's limited.
But even in the face of competing for his job, Girardi chose to nurture this fresh young talent, much to Jorge's surprise.
Girardi was awesome. His friendship really meant a lot. I'm in the club in '97, and he's helping me. I'm trying to take his job away, and he's helping me.
For me, it was a chance to give back to the game, and I've always believed that if you're truly a team member, you got to do what's best for the team, and I thought what was best for our team was to train George how to be an everyday catcher.
So they spent a lot of time together. It was really a pretty cool relationship for two guys that you knew were battling for playing time.
Girardi did retain the starting catching job in the '97 season, but he never let Jorge forget who was waiting in the wings.
He said, I'm holding a job for you. I'm going to hold this job till you're ready.
Once he started understanding that we wanted him to be the heir apparent to this job, he sort of settled in and understood what we were trying to do.
Well, the process was accelerated when Girardi got hurt early in the '98 season. Posada stepped right in.
Youngster Jorge Posada coming up, obviously the future for the Yankees.
During the '98 season that he really started to blossom. He was becoming the type of player that everyone knew that he could be.
Oh, what a shot by Posada!
He has homered from both sides of the plate tonight.
Jorge was just the sixth Yankees player to go deep from both sides of the plate in the same game. Posada became more comfortable with each passing game, and he developed good relationships with both El Duque and with the veteran David Wells.
I got to know, real well David Wells. We clicked.
So much so that on May 17th, with Wells on the verge of a perfect game, he trusted Posada enough to throw a risky pitch.
This is how focused me and him were. And I call a curveball with 2 strikes, and I tell him to bounce it. Ball gets away, perfect game is done. So I block the ball, tag the guy out.
Got him on strikes, the 11th strikeout, and David Wells is down to 1 more out.
I was more nervous watching the game than opposed to I was playing it, and I was excited for Jorge Posada.
Popped up right field. He puts it away, and David Wells has pitched a perfect game.
I've got my arms spread out like this. My glove is going out of my hand, and he hugs me and he says, "You did it. You were awesome."
As a young catcher, a lot of times they worry about the type of games that you call, and if you're prepared, and if you're the catcher of a perfect game, I think that tells people that you do your homework and that you are prepared and you can call a great game.
Posada was behind the plate for 99 games in the Yankees' incredible season, and he hit his first postseason home run against Cleveland in the ALCS. Come Game 2 of the World Series, he struck again.
Swung on and drilled deep to right center. That could go. See ya. Home run, Jorge Posada. He has so much power. What a shot.
When I'm sitting on the bench, I was thinking, I hit a home run in the World Series. I mean, this is what you dream as a kid.
Second postseason home run for Jorge Posada.
But despite his success in '98, a frustrated Jorge had to fight for playing time with a healthy Girardi in '99.
I'm the starting catcher, but I'm only catching David Wells and El Duque. And this is '99. Girardi's playing a little bit more, and I'm in a slump now because I'm not playing. I'm frustrated. I'm trying to do too much. I'm trying to hit home runs. I'm trying to do too much to try to stay in the lineup.
Posada not impressed by his at-bat.
Throw to second by Jeter into center field.
Posada has not done much. He's had 1 hit in 14 at-bats.
Yet through it all, Posada could always count on his fellow catcher to keep him from getting too down.
Joe Girardi was always there. He was never one of those guys that backed away from my friendship.
As a result, Jorge regained both his focus and his stroke as the year went on. And in the league championship series with Boston, he sealed the pennant with a dramatic home run.
What a home run for Posada, his biggest moment as a major leaguer.
And there he was in Game 4 of the World Series, with the Yankees on the verge of a title.
To me, when we turned the switch on for Georgie, was 99. He caught the final game in the World Series.
World Series over! Yankees win! The Yankees win!
That's the first time he was on the field when we clinched the World Series game.
Joe knew that George was the future, and I think it meant a lot to George, and it meant a lot for me to watch George jump up and down and have that same feeling.
When the ball went up in the air, Jorge Posada jumping up and down behind the plate like a little leaguer.
Not only was I on top of the world, I was just a big part of that team.
I just felt it was time for him to take over the reins, and he has progressively matured since then.
Coming up next on Yankeeography.
I wanted to tell everybody, the whole world, that Jorge's doing good.